or rent it from somebody else.
Just make a Roblox game. It's more easier.
Exactly! Exactly! Go to a goddamn furry site and buy a closed species. I don't understand crypto gaming.
Oh yeah, the crypto gaming thing.
Would you like to hear a 5-10 minute spiel about I don't understand what the hell this purpose is?
Yeah.
All right.
Just make people farm money.
Basically, okay, so let me like backtrack to like the whole spiel about what Sandbox is doing. So Sandbox is doing like the crypto gaming, NFTs, play to earn stuff. Nothing to understand, just a mood. Yeah, basically, it's just a buzzword, basically. But what they're doing is they're selling plots of land, and if you want to have your own customization of like your personal space, you have to buy the land to be able to put stuff in there, to be able to display your NFTs, to be able to display the items that you've gained in game, and all that stuff. It's like, okay. Is land limited? Yes, land is very limited. Okay, that means that it's going to be an exorbitant amount of money to get, which means it's going to be only available to people with thousands and thousands of money to spend speculating on the market. Yeah, let's steal your money. it's fuck. Go to a goddamn furry site and buy a closed species. That is that is a better NFT. That isn't a buzzword. So their model is you can get land, you can buy land, and you can do whatever you want with the land. Their shtick, their selling point, their marketing is that you can play to earn, or you can be a developer and create your own games. I don't know why I did a spooky voice on that, but like it's like the power is in your hands.
Mystical voice.
And it's like, okay, cool. So what do you need to do to be able to make your own game, to be able to earn stuff from this thing? If you create your own game, creating it is free. Oh no. You can create whatever game you want. You can create the creatures, the AI, the logic, everything. But to actually have that available to people in-game, you can't do it without paying into their system. If you want your game to be live on their on their world, you have to either have land yourself, own it, or rent it from somebody else.
Just make a Roblox game. It's more easier.
Exactly! That's what I was saying. Okay, so the next issue. None of the stuff that you create, you can just plug in there. So you've done all of this work. You've created the monster. You've figured out what kind of stats that it should have. You can't create it unless you have the gems, the so-called gems. So there's like 5 or 6 different types of gems that you can put into an item. And an item is both a normal NPC, an environment thing, an item for a player to use. You can't create any of that with any kind of power unless you get those gems. How do you get those gems? They're still figuring it out. But if you bought land, if you own land, you're gonna get a few of them to be able to create your models and NFTs and stuff. And it's like, okay, so why should any game developer care about this? If they can't create their game, balance their game, and ship their game, why not just do it on Roblox?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And also the limited space, the fact that you have to have land. You have to have a large enough amount of land. And if land is interconnected and somebody buys this spot next to you, are you just stuck without having like that area? So it's like, who is this marketed to? Because then there's the gamers. Okay, play to earn. How am I going to earn? Well, that's kind of up to the person who owns the land, how to figure out how to make it so that you can earn stuff in the game. And like, it's up to the person who owns the land to decide if it's going to be a free-to-play game or if you have to pay to play the game. And that just makes me say, okay, you know what's going to happen? What's going to happen is there's going to be closed off sections of this world where they're going to make a farming mill. And you go in there and you slaughter 1,000 zombies in 0.5 seconds because there's a trap system there. And if they have like a loot drop system where any monster can drop a certain loot, that's what's going to happen. So it's like, they took Second Life and was like, hey, yeah, you can make stuff with Second Life and earn money. But then they said, no, you can't actually create items unless you spend a hell of a lot of money in our system. It's like, okay, so what's my incentive
This
to
is
even get into
ridiculous.
this? It's not designed for anybody besides speculative investors.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it, yeah. And guess I actually tried the alpha. They actually have a playable version of their game. And there is one zone where you can go in and do like a basic adventure thing. You go through some traps and puzzles and fight the monsters. And I'm just there like, this is so mindless. Like they put some good time into designing it and making it kind of okay. But it's really just okay. And if this is the thing that they have crafted to sell you on the idea of what this Sandbox NFT can be capable of, it's garbage. It's just not worth it. And yeah, I don't understand. And I don't understand because I am not somebody who wants to be a speculative investor on a fake stock market. And I think I just need to be satisfied with that. Thank you for joining my TED Talk. I'll be here tomorrow for more.
Please
Okay.
pay $1,000.
Like, comment, subscribe.